to everyone.
Good morning for Charm TV. We are about to begin. This is the Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City's Thursday, June 9th, 2022 docket. As you can see from the initial docket, there have been several postponements, so I will make note of that as we go through the docket. Item number 1 has been postponed, so item number 2 will be the first hearing. Shall we proceed, Mr. Chair?
We can, please.
Then DNE Enterprises Incorporated, trading as Grossman Liquor, 1800 Rosedale Street. Licensee holds a Class A beer, wine, and liquor license and is charged with one violation of the board's rules. That is a violation of Rule 4.01A, sales to minors, stemming from one incident on April the 7th, 2022.
Counsel, good morning.
If Your Honor, please, Frank Schultz, representing the licensee. The licensee is not here today. I've been authorized to appear on this behalf. I have here the gentleman who committed the violation, and we do admit the violation.
Okay. Do you want to explain, or does you want to have him testify?
I'll explain. It was
Okay.
just, he's been working there at the time just over a month. He had not had his alcohol training at that time. He has since gotten his alcohol training, if I may.
Yes, we'll
This is his
receive it.
certificate.
Thank you.
And the last violation on this establishment was in 2008.
That's correct.
So they have many times been tested and passed the test. It was just unfortunate they had a new employee. Otherwise, I don't think this would have happened.
Okay. So, Mr. Miales, is that how I say your name?
Yes, sir.
And he's a new employee?
Yes.
Okay. And now he's been trained as of June 3, right?
I'm sorry,
Got
sir.
the training on June 3rd, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you understand that you need to card everyone? Okay. You all are here for the board, right? Okay. Inspector, would you and this gentleman raise your right hands, please?
I solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you. Yes, I do.
I was just swearing you in, sir, because you answered my questions, and I wanted it to be under oath. But you stated you were a new employee. That's correct, and you were recently got your alcohol training. Is that correct? Okay. I just wanted to ask the inspector if they were cooperative with you.
Very much.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No question.
I have no questions.
Okay. Anything further, Mr. Shawless?
No, I don't have.
All right. On the basis of the materials contained in the charging documents, the proffer from counsel, which includes an admission, and the testimony received, I find a violation of Rule 4.01, small a, sale to minor on April 7, 2022. In light of the very good record that this licensee has with the board, I'll impose a $250 fine and give them 30 days to pay. Commissioners?
Based upon the charging document, the proffer from Mr. Shawless, and the admission, I too find a violation of Rule 4.01A on April 7, 2022, and concur with the imposition of a $250 fine.
Yes, based on the testimony and evidence provided today, I also agree with the chair's findings, a violation of Rule 4.01A, sales to minors on April 7th, 2022, and the fine of $250.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good
Alcohol
luck.
exhibits for the record.
Please.
Board Exhibit 1, alcohol awareness certification.
That concludes this matter before the board. Council has received instructions on how to proceed with payment for the penalty imposed today and any administrative fees that are attendant. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Yes, please. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Then, item number 3 on today's violations docket has been postponed. Item number 4 on today's violations docket has been postponed, which leads us to item number 5 on today's docket. The next hearing, PNJ Incorporated, trading as Clubhouse Bar and Liquor. Premises are located at 4217 Urban Avenue. They hold a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license and are charged with one violation of the board's rules, and that is a violation of Rule 4.01A, sales to minors, stemming from an incident on April 27th, 2022.
Gentlemen, good morning. What are your names, please?
Manpreet Singh.
And
I think they need to swear.
Kim, would you raise your right hands? We're going to swear you in, please.
I solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes, I do. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you're charged with one violation, sale to minor on April 27. Do you wish to admit or deny it?
Admit.
Okay. Do you want to tell us what happened on that day?
We've been there from 16 years, but from last, whatever the pandemic reason, we are struggling with the employees. He was the new employee, second day. He never worked on the retail counter. He worked at the Amazon. We were training him. The guy who was training him, he went to use the restroom, and next thing is, he's been honest to us, and he still wanted to stick. So I brought him so he can explain what happened at that time.
Has he been tip certified?
He's been scheduled off that. It was his second day, but we were not sure whether we wanted to continue with him, and then whatever we decided, then now we have scheduled.
And you understand, sir, how important it is to card everyone when they come in? And are you familiar with our other rules and regulations as well?
Yes.
Okay. And who had this case? Inspector, would you raise your right hand, please?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Want to come up to the microphone? State your name, please.
Rosalba Jordan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And were these gentlemen cooperative with you when you told them about the violation?
Yes, they were.
Anything you want to add about the case?
No, I don't believe there was any issues.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioners have questions?
No questions.
No questions.
Okay. Anything further, sir? All right.
We've been there on 60 hours.
I see. Okay. So on the basis then of the materials contained in the charging documents, the testimony received, including an admission, I find a violation of Rule 4.01, small a, sale to minor on April 27, 2022. Your record is that you've been there since 2007. You've had a series of violations. The last was in 2017, so that's been 5 years ago. There were sale to minor and other issues. There have been a few others in the past, so you don't have a perfect record. I would impose a fine of $500 and give you 30 days to pay. Commissioners?
Based upon the charging document, the admission, I too would find a violation of Rule 4.01A on April 27, 2022, and concur with the imposition of a $500 fine.
Yes, based on the testimony and evidence provided today, I also agree with the chair's findings of a violation of 4.01A, sales to minors on April 27th, and also the fine of $500.
Ms. Russell?
No exhibits for the record.
Thank you. Good luck, gentlemen. Please be careful.
That concludes this matter before the board. Licensees have received follow-up instructions from this agency on how to pay the fine and any attendant administrative fees that go along with that imposed by the board today. Shall we move forward, Mr. Chair?
Please.
Then moving to the regular items portion of the docket, item number 1, Sai Baba Hospitality LLC, trading as trade name pending. Premises are located at 200 South Haven Street. This is an application to transfer ownership and requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages of a Class B beer, wine, and liquor license.
Counsel?
Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicants. Would it be okay if I remove my mask just
Yes.
to be heard better? Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Do you want to proffer or you want to have them testify?
I'd be happy to proffer in this case.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Mr. Neil Sharma is the applicant and owner of the LLC and the business. The city resident, Jose Portillo, was not available to come today. He does not have ownership interest in the corporation. He will obviously have to pass background check before before this license would be issued. Mr. Sharma, despite his youth, has worked for his father in a liquor store at 4627 Harford Road for the last 3 years. Mr. Sharma, Sunil Sharma, who's to my right, he has been a pretty good business neighbor up in the neighborhood, Moravia, Waltherson, has a good relationship with the Hamilton, Lauraville, Main Streets, and the folks in that area. Mr. Sunil Sharma also has an excellent manager at that location at 4627 Harford Road. So he will actually be leaning in and has been leaning in to 200 South Haven to help his son build a management team with excellent practices.
Not sure you can use that term anymore. She retired.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Good one. They put, you may or may not know this, but the prior licensee there, or the current licensee, as the case may be, had his health permit revoked, not suspended, not fined, full out revoked. So they had to go and immediately spend $35,000 just on the kitchen alone to get it back up to code 2. So in fact, to get a health license, which they currently have, they spent over $100,000 on renovations of the building, including new HVAC, new flooring, new soundproofing, including triple sealed windows, ceiling, flooring, and the like. They serve 3 types of food, Hondureño food, Salvadoreño food, and Mexican food, and they are open from 3 to 2 a.m. Now, I remember this address back when I was on the other side of this dais, and so I'm trying to think of an adjective that's not going to upset anybody. So, but certainly a challenging environment, and it would, and my memories of it, especially as a resident, doesn't look terribly far, about a little more than a mile from there, that it seemed to attract a rowdy crowd. There are many bars in Highlandtown, some of which I go to, and there are just different levels of reputations. Just where you want to go to really have a, big Saturday night. This is where you want to go to relax. This place has sort of been on the other end of that spectrum. There's just always been activity, 311 calls, police calls to this location. So they understand, maybe the hard way, they understand that this is a challenging environment for them. This is a expert level slopes kind of establishment, and that they do need to change the culture and some including the behavior of some of their customers. And it's going to be hard to achieve perfection right out of the gate on this one, but they are committed to being good neighbors. I guess I probably should have led with this, but of course, as you know, there's a MOU with the Highlandtown Community Association, and I don't believe, and I sent an email to Mr. Blendy, I don't believe it's a violation of the 48-hour evidence rule for me to simply hand you an original. I already sent a copy, and I just mentioned in the email to Mr. Blendy that I was going to send that copy as a placeholder because I do think the board would prefer to have the original. So of course I can drop it off next time I'm over the board unless...
No, we'll receive it.
Okay, thank you very much. So, as I said, the family has experience, they're serious, they have a decent relationship with the Highlandtown Community Association, and they want to keep that on the level, and they'll do everything they can to be good neighbors at this location.
Are they willing to have the terms of this be a part of their license?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And is Mr. Sharma tip certified?
No, but he does have an appointment, actually, to be certified.
And how many people are going to be handling alcohol?
Well, I would say, 5 to 7 people handling alcohol? No, just, I'm proffering. Okay. I think it's at least 5 people that would be throughout the week.
But they haven't...
Alcohol. I think this is absolutely appropriate that he get his entire staff tip certified.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
Mr. Fogman, can you just speak, just so we have it on the record?
Oh, sure.
About security?
100%. Thank you. It's relevant.
Yes.
So specifically, the community and the applicants agreed that there will be at least one dedicated professional licensed security guard on the premises every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, I believe from 3 p.m. to close. I don't know, I've lost that provision. I don't know why I can't see that. Can you direct me? Oh, there it is. It's on page 2. The management will provide one or more dedicated security officers on all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings from 3 p.m. until closing time, and will provide an additional security officer anytime capacity exceeds 80% of the facility's capacity.
Great, okay.
And they already had an issue with a security guard this weekend, and they fired that security guard because however well-intentioned, may have done more harm than good.
Okay.
It's my understanding that is going to come up on our docket at some point, so it may hold up this process.
And we understand that, and you know, it's,
Okay.
thank you for your consideration today.
Commissioners have anything?
No, the questions were asked, Counselor, usually you have a menu.
Yeah, I may have violated my own 48-hour rule this time, and let me, I actually wrote on it. It became my notes. I submitted it to the Highlandtown Community Association. I forgot to submit it to the,
Maybe the commissioner just wants to know what the nature of the menu is.
yeah, the nature
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
menu is
usually-
everything from pupusas, Salvadoreña foods, pupusas, soups, fajitas. The Honduran food consists of lots of chicken, carne asada, baleadas, which are Hondureño specialties, pinchos, and then plenty of comidas mexicanas. Favorites you'll know, tacos, enchiladas. So that's what they serve. So it's a full
Thank
kitchen.
you.
They do a lot of food business.
Good.
And otherwise, they wouldn't have gone through all the trouble with the health department earlier in the spring and the expense.
All right, okay, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, the proffer from council, which has been extensive, and the evidence that's been received, including the memorandum of understanding with the Highlandtown Community Association, terms of which, if approved, will be made a part of the license to the extent they're enforceable by law. I vote to approve the application to transfer ownership requesting delivery of alcoholic beverages of this Class B license.
Based upon the application, the proffer from Mr. Fogelman, I too would approve the application to transfer ownership with delivery of alcoholic beverages with the MOU attached to the license to the extent that the terms are permitted by law.
Yes, based on the testimony and material provided today, with the MOU, I also approve the application to transfer ownership and the request for delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Stacy?
Commissioner Reisinger, do you wish to have the MOU made a part of the license or not? Just for clarity's sake.
Oh, with the Community Association?
Yes, sir, Commissioner.
Yes, with the, retract that provided today with the MOU with the Highlandtown Community Association. Is that what you need?
I think so. Thank you, Commissioner.
Russell?
Article exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, MOU between applicants and Highlandtown Community Association.
Thank you, gentlemen, good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Chairman, with the postponements, there is no further business before the board today.
I guess we're done until next week, is that correct?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. That concludes all matters before the board today, and the board, without any objection from the chair or any commissioners, shall stand in recess until next Thursday, June the 16th at 10:30 a.m.
Assuming Larry can find something to fill the rest of his day, I thank everybody. We'll stand in adjournment.